Fantasy Genius here on the Toilets of Titles Network, going over a couple of the free agents available this year. Today, we're going to hit on the tight ends and quarterbacks available, just the top tier, really. Some of these guys have already been signed. We'll do the tight ends first. We know Dalton Schultz got signed to a 3-year, $36 million deal with the Texans. That's where I was going to say he was going to stay anyway. He had a very solid year. Moving on, we have Noah Fant. I kind of feel like he's going to end up in Cincinnati. Cincinnati has this knack of picking up 1-year rental tight ends and making them look viable, and then they go elsewhere and they turn into not so viable. So I could see him fitting into Cincinnati. The tight end class is kind of a bunch of old guys this year. Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, Gerald Everett, a bunch of guys with questionable injury histories. But who have been solid. I could see all of them just picking up a 1-year deal, prove it deal somewhere to get on a roster. I'd like to have some special mention here for Tanner Hudson from the Bengals. He came out last year pretty strong at the end of the year, getting comparisons to Travis Kelce. I could totally see a team taking a shot on him, a bunch of tight end needy teams out there, and tight end are being utilized more and more these days. So keep an eye on him, see where he lands for your fantasy purposes. Switching over to the quarterbacks, we got Kirk Cousins at the top of the list. I know that for me, I believe his best fit is still right there in Minnesota. He wants to be in Minnesota. His family wants to be in Minnesota. I'm just not sure Minnesota can pay him what he wants in comparison to other teams. For now, I have him going to Atlanta. The Falcons are one of those teams that are a quarterback away, and Cousins is the best one on the market for this year. Russell Wilson just got dropped from the Broncos the other day. Officially will be released on the 13th. He is able to talk to other teams right now. Same mold, kind of. I have him on a very generous deal since the Broncos are already paying for him. Going to the Steelers, tutoring Pickett a little bit, or possibly just challenging Pickett depending on how good Wilson truly is. I don't think Wilson's washed. I think he's still got a couple good years in him, and Pickett can learn under him. That would be great. If not, the Steelers can wash their hands of both of them in 2 years and go get themselves some new quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield's probably the next biggest, and I got to say, I don't see Tampa Bay letting him go. They just kept his best weapon, his favorite shiny toy, Mike Evans, even if shiny is maybe not the right answer because Mike Evans is getting up there in age too. But I see Tampa Bay retaining Baker Mayfield. Some of the other top ones that are still out there, Jacoby Brissett was with Cleveland last year. The OC over there is now in New England, and I 1,000% see them cleaning house, drafting a QB in the first round. They can bring in Brissett as a either bridge quarterback or a solid, backup quarterback to help out their rookie, and they could get rid of Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. Gardner Minshew is kind of the same mold, except for I see him staying right there where he is in Indianapolis. They have questionable quarterback in Anthony Richardson. Definitely electric, but with the shoulder injury and shoulder history, having a solid backup like Minshew there is not going to hurt. He almost had them in the playoffs. I see him staying right where he is. He might want to leave for starter money, but I don't see him getting a starter job over the current rookie class and free agents out there. Ryan Tannehill, especially if Minnesota does not retain Kirk Cousins, I could see them picking up this kind of the same thing, a bridge quarterback, maybe picking up Michael Penix or Bo Nix in the second or third round of the NFL draft and rolling out Ryan Tannehill for a year or two while their rookie gets up to snuff. My special mention for the quarterbacks is going to be Mason Rudolph from the Steelers. While I love what he did at the end of the year there, I just don't think it was enough of a sample for him to do anything other than be more another backup. Maybe for one of these teams that take one of these quarterbacks, maybe for Atlanta to back up Cousins or taking over in Tampa Bay to back up Mayfield, that kind of thing. But I don't see him getting a starting job anywhere. He's had 6 years to do it. And while those 3 or 4 games at the end of the Steelers season were impressive, they just weren't enough for me to give him starting money. So if you want more of our analysis, hop on over to Gilded. That's where we have all of our chats. We chit chat all day about football, free agency. We talk draft. We do mock drafts. We do a community draft. Come on over, say hello. I'll have another one of these out for the running backs and another one for the wide receivers here in a little while. Appreciate having you, and we'll see you next time.